Welcome to Thriver TV, the place to break free from narcissistic abuse with quantum tools and understandings. And today we have a shifts happen. And I'm at my parents' because there's a bit of a backstory, but we had an internet issue with this lovely work. I did a whole session with Kathy and we had a technological issue, which is kind of not surprising for me because I'm not a technological guru at all, not. And anyway, so I'm here with Tiggy, and I know people have been missing Tiggy, and people have been saying, where's Tiggy and Tiggy TV? So Tiggy is joining us today for the Shifts Happen, and I love my little boy. So, okay, Tiggy, that's enough. Off. So Kathy, welcome again. This is the first time people are meeting you. This is our second healing together. Welcome.
Thank you. Happy to be here again.
I know, it's kind of weird, but it's so meant to be. So, Kathy, I just want to check in with you because when did we do the healing? Was it 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, I think it would have been about 2 weeks ago. Yeah.
And it was, it's a little bit of a shame it didn't come out to the community. And I just want to touch on it a little bit. And I want to check in with you and see how you're going after it. Because it was huge. And Kathy had been dealing in her past with, we've all heard about this stuff, but we think, oh gosh, is it real or isn't it real? Kathy was involved in her family with a sexual religious cult. She went through a lot of abuse as a child, a lot of sexual abuse and a lot of stuff that was just very, very big. And we worked very deeply on the deep karmic roots of that, of the generational stuff, of the collective trauma, the childhood trauma. And Kathy, I just want to check in with you. How are you? How are you since what we did?
Well, I'm actually amazed because, to be honest, I'd had that pattern. It's a pattern about blocking in manifesting my goals and my dreams in my life. And I'd been aware of it as a pattern since a teenager and have spent most of my life wanting to clear that, as well as other things from the ritual abuse. And I've been chipping away with it, but hadn't actually seen a major shift. And in that session that we did, it was a major shift. And I'm just amazed because I sort of check in and realize it's just not there at all. And this is a lifetime of having this. So it's just incredible. Beyond my expectations, to be honest.
I'm so happy for you because I know that you've been working with the NARP program and you'd done a great job. You'd cleared the narcissistic hooks and you'd done a really great job with that. And then it was just this next stage of, I want to expand and blossom and be radiant and fulfill my dreams and goals in life. Yes. And then I can't quite remember how it did manifest. What was, I know we did a ton of beliefs, but what were the really pivotal ones that were?
At one point you asked for what was the absolute core and the major belief to work with. Like you just went for the for the bottom line, which was lovely. And it came, I had some knowing of this, but it came very linked to a past life where there'd been a misuse of power. And it was when we did the shift around that was when it really made the shift for me. Yeah.
I so remember now. You're right. Because, and that's the thing, like when we're dealing with deep trauma and abuse, and there's probably not much bigger than what you've been through, there really isn't.
No.
We have to get off the abuse of what's happened, but then we went to what I've talked about a lot with Thrivers, is that we need to look at the possibility that somewhere in our epigenetic past life history, we've actually been tormentors and abusers ourselves.
Yes.
And, karmically, our soul has chosen every angle of abuse and abused to purge darkness to become light.
Yes.
And we often have to let go of who we've been, but we can't do that straight off. We need to get the other layers of the artichoke released before we can get to the big, deep cause. And we've done that. We couldn't have gone straight for that. We had to do enough to then be able to do it. So I just want NARPers at home to know that, it is a process, but we got there, and I remember it now. I remember just the massive release and relief, and you were beautiful, you were authentic, you were, you know, in buckets of tears in it. You were right there, and I'm getting goosebumps now talking about it. It was I'm so happy for you.
Yeah, look, it was wonderful for me. Yeah, really exciting to make that level. And I just 2 nights ago, I had a wonderful dream that I shared with a friend, and it really was a very optimistic dream of my life moving and changing. So yeah, I'm really happy about that.
Well, that's fabulous. You've had an amazing journey and an amazing life, and you're an amazing inspiration with what you've learnt, what you've lived through. It's just beyond most of our comprehension. So yay to you. Okay, so I'm excited to go forward into the next step with you. What are we going to work on today?
I want to work with some core beliefs. There's actually 2 of them. And I would normally just say one, but these 2 seem to really link in together. Yeah, so I'll say them both, but sure. I'm happy to work with one or the other, but I want to name them because they often link in.
Okay. And your body will know what to do with it once we start.
Yeah.
Yes.
And these core beliefs were ones I took on very, very young.
Yes.
Yeah. And what I'm aware is they really have stopped me from stepping into my authentic self, which is really what I want to do. I love the way you share about partnering with yourself, and I'm so committed to wanting to live like that, you know. Beautiful. So the 2 beliefs are, one is that that I'm not wanted, and the other one is that I'm not safe.
Okay.
And I'm not wanted as my authentic self, and I'm not safe to be my authentic self. Okay, those are the 2. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Let's set up the space.
Yep, sounds great.
Okay, so permission, Kathy, to come into your space.
Yes.
Beautiful. All right, so how we start off is with a soul integration. So what I'm going to be doing is checking out your missing pieces to see how many pieces you've got split right here, right now. You're feeling much better than when I was inside you last time. We're connected. You're much, much more solid. There's a calm there. It's lovely. All right, but let's focus in on this. Let's see. You're about 500 pieces out, which is quite moderate. So we're going to bring you back into you, and we're going to teach you it's your divine right to be whole. It's safe to be whole. Your body knows how to be whole, and we're bringing you in. Beautiful. Okay, just breathe. All right, and now we're going to pick up the pieces that have infiltrated your inner being and compromised your identity. Okay, so we've got 400. So we're going to let that go so that you can come back to the creative center and the truth of life and yourself. Okay, and this that you see me doing is me muscle testing by proxy, knowing when things are loaded and when they're not. And
yep.
Okay, all right. So I'm not wanted, I'm not safe in life. I'm actually getting like a belief. Like creation doesn't accept me and bless me as its own. Because the interlink of it, to me, feels like it's something to do with creation, existences, acceptance of you, and flourishing and nourishing you and having you back.
Part of my journey as a child was being almost killed a number of times. Okay.
Wow.
Okay. And
yes.
a couple of times with my father, and there's been others as well.
Yes.
So
yes.
There was some real, because of the situation I grew up with, ritual abuse.
Yes.
There was a lot of control about how I had to be. I wasn't wanted, and the control was violent. Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. So that's how the 2, not safe, not wanted. oddly enough, where I did feel safe, I felt safe with animals and felt safe with nature.
Yes.
So it's not all creation
I
that I
got
don't. That
you.
it's more specific. Yeah,
People.
yeah. People, particularly men. I'm
Of
afraid.
course, of course, of course, of course. Okay, so we're just going to go to your body.
Yep.
Okay, so we're just going to set the intention that those two belief systems, okay, the interlink or whichever one needs to unfold first,
Yes.
somewhere
Sounds
in your body is going to light up. Okay, so where is it? Where do you feel it?
well. What I can feel is it's through the whole body, but particularly like down the arms and shoulders, and I can actually feel that the body is shaking inside, like an inner shake. Yeah.
Beautiful, we've contacted. That's awesome. How old is this part of you, Kathy?
Straight away I get ancient.
Okay,
Yeah.
good. Yeah, we're wide and we're deep. This is good. Okay, so what is this about?
What comes up is if I am who I am, like my authentic self, then I will be killed. Yeah.
Okay, all right, so just breathing, we're going to load up. Okay, we're going to load up, and we've got that belief that if I'm my authentic self, I will be killed. Okay, and we've got it. And we're going to put in there the associated, the pain, the shock, the fear, the burden, the trauma, the grief, the anxiety, the anger, the resentment, the brokenness, the powerlessness, and every other emotion and confusion. So just breathing. No, and for people at home in these shifts happen episodes, you can do them yourself. You can, if these topics resonate with you, then you can follow along in the healing with us. Just breathing, we're loading. Oh, yeah, we're right in it. Good. My body feels your body. And we're going to put in there any past life, situations, events, occurrences, attachments, belief systems, survival programs, and emotions that are also contributing. And we're loading. Just breathing, body open, you're doing really well. Kathy's energy is so great because she lets me right in. And that's it. When we're working with quantum freedom healing, we just want to surrender and open up and go with it. Don't try and logically work it out. Just allow it to work through you. All right, and then we're going to load up the beliefs on soul, personal, and genetic level, and the genes and the DNA. Okay. All right, so we've got the charges and the associations and the data and the programs in regard to if I'm my authentic self, I'm going to be killed. All right, so we're going to open up together, Kathy, and all of this junk and this stuff in your body that we've loaded. We're going to release it out. We're going to send it off to life, source, and creation. And as it leaves your body in big blobs, we see it dissolve back to God and love for recycling, freeing your inner being into space. And we're going to let it go. How does that feel?
I can definitely feel stuff shifting out of the body. Yeah, it's quite noticeable.
Okay, good, good, good. All right, now go to your sacred space and tell me when you're there.
There.
Your inner nature space. Beautiful. And for people watching for the first time, this is where our inner space is something like a forest, a garden, an ocean that we imagine going to. So just be there. Okay, lovely. Alrighty, now what we're going to do is we're going to bring down unconditional love and self-acceptance and support, and you just need to breathe, that's all. And we're going to fill you and this space like a beautiful, big, warm, soft pillow. All right, and we're going to connect up to the source energy, grand design truth, which is the energy of your higher self and source and loving eternal parent, the energy of source life God. And we're going to dissolve those beliefs and those energies, that trauma, back to native nothingness and back to space. And we're going to connect you up to the source energy, grand design truth, which is the energy of your higher self and source and loving eternal parent, that energy of source life God, which is the energy of the healing and the source resolution of all of this, which is the knowing that you are a divine being, flourished and nourished by all of existence as yourself, eternal, immortal, and infinite, and that you are life force itself, and you are safe to be you. And we're going to set up that remembering, that knowing, and that truth that you are at true self level. And this is just reawakening the coded DNA, knowing that you already are cellularly, to come back up through your subconscious as a true belief. Good, we've got it. Okay, now I want you to imagine you as the container, and in there is the junk and the stuff that relates to all of those charges of that if I'm my authentic self, then I'm going to be killed. Because we're clearing the second part of your subconscious now. So Kathy, push it all out to the sides until you're clean, clear and open. And as it leaves you, it all just dissolves back to God and love for recycling. Tell me when that's done.
I'm actually having some challenges at this level.
Let's go into it then.
Yep.
The block that's not allowing you to do that, we're going to target that block. Mm-hmm. Somewhere in your body is going to light up. Where is it?
Particularly the throat, and the emotion is like loneliness, but there's also fear as well.
Okay, all right. So when you go into that part of yourself, how old is this part?
Yeah, and in the gut too. So how old is? Yeah. I get 3.
Okay, let's go with that. All right, so 3. And what's it about?
Well, what I get is if I speak who I am, they will kill me.
Yeah. I'm also getting a feeling of, I just want to check in with you, nobody cares.
That's sort of like, how would you say, there's very much a sense that I'm just on my own and nobody cares. And it's sort of so normal that it's almost just a given. Yeah.
Got you. Because that kind of keeps screaming at me in there. Nobody cares. Nobody's here for my well-being.
Yeah. Yeah. That's just, yeah, it's just sort of what I move in. It's just such a normal for me as a child. Yeah.
I feel we need to target it.
Yep, go for it. I'm happy. Because that's the not wanted part that sort of links a bit.
Right. Yeah. Of course. Okay, so nobody cares. Nobody's here for my well-being. Nobody has my back. Nobody's looking out for me. Oh, give me a rating out of 10.
10.
It's big.
Yeah, it's big.
Okay, so breathing, and we've got it as that swirling mass, and we're going to put in there the associated, the pain, the shock, the fear, the burden, the trauma, the grief, the anxiety, the anger, the resentment, the brokenness, the powerlessness, and every other emotion and confusion. And just breathing. Alrighty, and we're going to put in there any past life, situations, events, occurrences, attachments, belief systems, survival programs, and emotions. We're loading. We're going to put in there any beliefs on soul, personal, and genetic level, and the genes and the DNA that go with all of that too. Okay. So we've got that. We've got all of the charges and the associations and the data and the programs with nobody cares, nobody's there for my well-being. I'm all on my own. Let's let it go. We're going to spiral it up and out. And we're going to let it go out of your being. Sending it off to life, source, and creation. And knowing the relief of letting it go. It's time to let it go. It's safe to let it go. And seeing big blobs of stuff dissolving back to God and love for recycling, freeing your inner being into space. How does that feel?
I can again feel quite a lot was releasing then. Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, so go to your sacred space.
Yeah.
We're going to bring in unconditional love and self-acceptance, and we're going to connect you up to the source energy grand design truth, which is the dissolving of all of those beliefs and energies and traumas back to native nothingness and back to space. And we're going to connect you up to the source energy grand design truth, which is the energy of your higher self and source and loving internal parent, the energy of source life God, which is the connection to source flowing through you as you, and knowing that you are a part of all of existence. You are loved by all of existence beyond measure. Because you exist, you matter, because you are matter itself. And you are loved eternally. And you are connected and partnered to eternally by all of eternity, because you are life force. And it just is. You are loved and you are love. And we're going to set up that cellular, remembering that coded awakening that you are at true self level. Beautiful. We've got a hold on that. Now I want you to imagine you as a container, and in there is that junk and that stuff of nobody cares, nobody's there for my well-being, I am all alone and disconnected from and unprotected. So push all of that out. See the junk dissolve back to God and love until you're clean, clear, and open. Gorgeous. And then we've got the pipeline that goes all the way up to that big ball of source above your head, and in that big ball of glowing light is the energy of your higher self and source and loving internal parent, that source healing and resolution, which is that profound love and light. I am the light I am. I am eternally loved by all of existence and creation, because I am love, existence, and creation itself. Just bring the light down the pipeline. Fill yourself up with it. See your inner being awakening and extending that same light throughout you, until you're filled with so much light all of your outline disappears and you just burst into a ball of light. Tell me when you've got that. Okay, then imagine the little you, and she's 3 years of age. And she was stuck at the charges of everybody's abandoned me, nobody cares for me, nobody has my well-being. In heart, she's broken, she's empty, she's on the ground. Pick her up, bring her over to you. Then the angels are coming in around and they're surrounding her and they're reaching inside her body and they're taking out that big ball of trauma, taking it up and away. Tell me when that's happened.
Yeah, she's being cuddled by an angel. She wanted that.
Oh, that's so beautiful. And then hug her and fill her up with that light of eternal, unwavering, absolute love. And see her inner being glowing and expanding that same light throughout her. All of her darkness and shadows are washed away. And her cells become so full of light, her outline disappears and she bursts into a ball of light.
She's beautiful.
Bring her inside of you so that the two of you become the one being. All right, and then see the angels are coming in around and they're surrounding you and they're reaching inside your body and switching on the genes in your cells. The cells of your body open up, source flows through you as you, and you are a glowing ball of light. Okay, and take the glow out further and fill up your auric field with it. Any darkness or shadows gets taken out by the light until that part of you is glowing as well. Take the glow out further into the field, see it connect up with the glow that is the field, and the two glows all become the one glow. Okay, and then step out into the glow with any shadow part that was left, that there's nobody there for me and nobody cares about me and I'm of no value. Step out, see that dissolve back to nothing, freeing you to be the glow. And then just with body open and breathing without thought, just be the glow. It just is. How does that feel?
Yeah, it feels, how would I say? I notice my toes and fingers are all tingling, with energy.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
So we're going to integrate this shift and we're going to bring it through all space, time and dimensional, past lives, parallel lives, future lives, this life, right here, right now, as if you've always known it. Integrate that. Good. Just take a couple of deep breaths. Okay, I just want to check back in on that belief, that trauma. Nobody cares for me. Nobody's got my well-being in heart. Check in with that and tell me if you can pick up any charge on it now.
I get that the charge has gone down to about number 3.
Okay, we need to just track it. Okay, so where is that 3 in your body now?
I feel like I get the image of a little child hiding and not safe. So that's coming up, but I'll feel where that is in the body. But that's the image that comes for
Okay,
me.
good. Yeah.
Yep. Okay. There's some in the gut
Yeah.
and lower back, like sort of right down the bottom. So sort of lower back, gut,
Okay.
and a little bit on the back of the heart, shoulders. Yeah.
Okay. How old are these parts of you?
I get 2.
What's this about?
The words just come up, I'm not wanted.
Perfect. Right on it. Give it a rating out of 10.
6.
Okay, let's pick it up and let's shift it. We've got it. That belief and trauma, I'm not wanted. And we're going to put in there the associated, the pain, the shock, the fear, the burden, the trauma, the grief, the anxiety, the anger, the resentment, the brokenness, the powerlessness, every other emotion and confusion that's connected to that. Just breathing. And we're going to put in there any past life, situations, events, occurrences, attachments, belief systems, survival programs, and emotions. Just breathing. Beautiful, Kathy. And we're going to put in there any beliefs on soul, personal, and genetic level in the genes and the DNA. Okay. Okay. So, Kathy, we've got all of the charges and associations, data on I'm not wanted. So we're going to let it go. We're going to let it go. So we're going to open up and we're going to spiral this stuff up and out and let it go out through the top of your head, and we're going to send it off to life, source, and creation. And know the relief of getting it out of your body. So it's not going to keep manifesting more of the same. So as it leaves your body, it's dissolving back to God and love for recycling and freeing space in your inner being. And we're doing it. This is great. How does that feel?
Feels like it's almost gone. There's just a little bit at the shoulders, but it is releasing.
Okay, keep going then.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Good. So go to your sacred space, and we're going to bring down into you in this space unconditional love and self-acceptance and support like a big, warm, soft pillow. And we're going to connect you up to the source energy grand design truth, which is the dissolving of all of those beliefs and all of those energies back to native nothingness and back to space. And we're going to connect you up to the source energy grand design truth, which is your higher self, source, loving internal parent, the energy of source life God, which is all of the source healing and the resolution of this, which is the returning of you knowing that it is impossible for you to be unwanted and separated from the whole, because you are the whole. You are connected to all that is, and that just is as existence and love itself. And you are embraced and loved and included beyond measure, because this is the cellular coded truth of your being and existence. Love, inclusion, belonging, wholeness, oneness. Whew, and we're going to set up that remembering and that knowing and that truth that you are at true self level. Okay, that held. So I want you to imagine you as a container, and in there is the junk and the stuff that relates to I'm unwanted. And I want you to push it all out to the side, see it dissolve back to God and love until you are clean, clear, and open.
Still a little bit of fear there. I keep sort of saying it's safe. Yeah.
Okay, if you can shift it, good. If not, we need to go into it.
Okay. Yeah, because I just get the words back, it's not safe. Yeah, so there seems to be something that's around safe there.
Perfect. We're going to go into that block. Okay, so that which has shown up, where is it in your body?
Through the whole body.
Okay, perfect. Oh, yeah. How old's this part of you?
I get ancient.
Yes, I was getting before time itself.
Yeah.
Big. Oof. And what's the belief?
What comes up is if I'm the truth of who I am, I will be killed.
Yes. Yes. It's like there's something, it feels to me like this is something specific we need to nail. Like,
Okay. Is this genetic line or is it something specific to me?
I'm not sure yet, to be
Yeah.
honest. I think
Yeah.
it's a bit of everything.
Yeah.
I think it's past life. I think it's epigenetic. I think it's personal soul journey. It's just big everywhere. Okay. Just let me feel this, because it's almost like I can't live. I'm not allowed. Well, I'm not allowed to live as me. I can't live as me.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're not going to allow me to live as me.
There is something coming up that I'm not sure whether to share it or not, related, linked to my childhood, but that would it be helpful or not? It's up to you.
Well, let's see. Yeah, what is it that's coming up?
Part of their ritual abuse, it wasn't so much religious, it was sort of something else. But part of there was mind control programming, which is done to make you sort of obedient. Yeah. So, that was part of what I went through as well.
Yes. I can't live as me. And
But
that
yes,
would relate, isn't it? I'm not allowed
that
to
is
be
very
me.
much what it's about. They're actually, that's a very deliberate thing that they're doing.
I can't live as me. Let's do that. I can't live as me. And anything that goes with that, we're just going to set the intention. Anything on that's going to go in with that, we'll pick it up. So I can't live as me. Oh, give me a rating out of 10.
Well, it's 9, but there's also incredible relief that it's being named and recognised. Yeah.
Fabulous. Okay, so breathing with body open, and we've got it. I can't live as me, and we're going to put in there the associated, the pain, the shock, the fear, the burden, the trauma, the grief, the anxiety, the anger, the resentment, the brokenness, the powerlessness, and every other emotion and confusion that goes with this. And you know, even though, Kathy, your experience was just so horrendous and off the scale, You know, a lot of us, and a lot of people, you know, with childhood abuse or control at any level would be having the beliefs that, you know, I can't live as me. And that is such a dead ringer in narcissistic relationships, isn't it? That you're not allowed to be yourself.
It's true. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a similar belief in different ways. Yeah. Yeah.
One of the things that makes us a match for a narcissist, because they don't want you living as yourself.
Because they're not.
That's right. That's right. And if you're living as yourself, well, then you can't be controlled and regulated for narcissistic supply.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which is exactly what you were going through at horrendous levels, that you
Yes.
had to be controlled and regulated for narcissistic supply. So you couldn't be yourself.
Yes. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, gosh, we're in big... Okay, and past life, situations, events, occurrences, attachments, belief systems, survival programs, and emotions. As I change in levels when subconscious loading up, it's like the next level opens a gate. And when I opened the gate to the past life stuff, it was like, whoa, it was this huge whack of stuff. So I can't... Did we... Yeah, because I remember last time I think we looked at this had been in repeat for this pattern and this trauma in your life for a long time. Okay, we're loading up the past life stuff now. Just breathing, body open. Okay, good. And we're going to put in there any beliefs on soul, personal and genetic level, and the genes and the DNA that go with all of that as well. Beautiful. All right. So we've got all the charges and the associations and the data and the programs in regard to that charges, the belief of I can't be myself. I'm allowed to be myself. All right. So we're going to open up and surrender and let all of that junk and that stuff go. And we're going to send it off to life and source and creation. And know the relief of letting it go. All dissolves back to God and love, freeing your inner being into space and true self. How does that feel?
Feels like there's a little bit more. It is shifting. It's just...
Okay, keep going.
Yep.
Beautiful. And people at home, when you use the Quantum Freedom Healing modules in the NARP program, you can always pause and take longer if you need to when you're releasing. Okay, beautiful. All right, so go to your sacred space. And we're going to bring in unconditional love and self-acceptance. And we're going to fill you and all of this space like a beautiful, big, warm, soft pillow. And we're going to connect you up to the source energy grand design truth, which is the dissolving of all of those beliefs and those traumas back to native nothingness and back to space. Oh, that's better. We're getting a whole heap more space now. This is good. All right. And we're going to connect you up to the source energy grand design truth, which is the energy of your higher self and source and loving internal parent, the energy of source life God, which is the organic cellular coded DNA, knowing that as source and existence, you are yourself. And as an adult woman now in your body, that you are backed by all of existence as heaven on earth flowing through you as you, for you fully to be your divine, unique expression of self, which is God and source itself, flowing through you as you. Whew. And all of that light dissolves all darkness in its wake. It just is. And we're going to set up that remembering and that knowing and that truth that you are at true self level, and we've got a hold on that. Oh, that's good. Okay, so imagine you as the container, and in there is the junk and the stuff that relates to those charges of that I can't be myself. So push it all out till you're clean, clear, and open. We've got the pipeline that goes all the way up to that big ball of source energy above your head, and in that big ball of light is the energy of your higher self and source and loving eternal parent, the energy of source life God, which is all of existence and source flowing through you and into you as you, which is the knowing that you are your unique, authentic self as source and God through you as you, and you are fully allowed and safe to shine. It just is. Safe for you as an adult woman in her body, as a soul source spirit, for you to be you. And I want you to see that light filling every cell of your body. All shadows and darkness get taken away, dissolve. Your inner being is glowing and expanding the same light throughout you. Your cells fill with so much light, all outline disappears and you just burst into a ball of light. Okay, and then we've got the ancient you. I'm not allowed to be myself. Broken, empty, on the ground. Pick her up, or whoever that person is up. I just want to set another intention. It's my intuition, gut feeling. I just want you to set the intention. Any other previous selves that need to show up are going to be there with that little you. So I just want you to see how many are there.
Many, and the ancient image is actually of like an old woman, like sort of bent over.
Wow, yeah, because I just felt this integration we need to do is really very multidimensional, and it's quite blanket.
Yes, it's a good idea because I'm aware of lifetimes and other dimensions. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Okay, so we've got all of these beings that were not allowed to be themselves. Whew, gosh, how's the energy of that? Okay, now the angels are coming in all around and surrounding all of them, reaching inside of them and taking out that big ball of junk and stuff. All of that trauma from each and every one of them, and taking it up and away back to God and love for recycling. And tell me when that's done.
Yep.
And then I want you to hug all of them, and you're pouring through them the light, which is all of that activation of source through them as them knowing that their unique, authentic self is God, is source, is existence itself, it's life force itself. And it is heralded and ordained and supported by all of creation itself. And it's a light that now dissolves all darkness. It is their time to shine as self. Fill them all up. See their inner beings glowing and expanding all of the same light throughout them as well, until they fill with so much light they burst into a ball of light. Okay, and then I'm nearly that spaced out. I can't keep going. This is like, this is huge. And something huge just released through my whole back. It's quite crazy. Maybe it was the champagnes I had on the weekend. Never mind. Okay, all right. So I want you to bring them all inside of you so that you all integrate into the one being. It was Easter with the family. Okay. All right. And now imagine the angels are coming in around you and they're surrounding you and they're reaching inside and they're switching on your genes. in your cells, and the cells of your body open up and source flows through you as you, and you are a glowing ball of light. Take the glow out further and fill up your auric field with it. Take the glow right out into the field, all of existence. See it match up with the glow that is the field. The two glows become the one glow. And then step out into the glow with any shadow that remains of that previous belief, and it dissolves back to God and love, freeing you to be the glow. And then with body open and breathing, just be the glow. It just is. Okay. How does that feel?
See if I can get some words for it. Quality of peace, and I'm feeling like tingling energy right through the whole body.
Great.
And there's a sense of ease. And I did hear the word earlier, safe, as well.
Beautiful, beautiful. So we're going to integrate all of that, and we're going to bring it through every cell in your body, through all space, time and dimensional, past lives, parallel lives, future lives, this life right here, right now, as if you've always known it. We're going to bring it all in, and we're going to integrate that. Beautiful. And for the people at home watching NARPers, like that intuition I just got about the extra little beings, little ones, go with your intuition. It knows what it's doing. There's no right or wrong. Trust and flow with this. I had a client actually this morning who was releasing out of her stomach and not the top of her head when we were shifting out. That felt right for her. That's what you do. Your body, your being knows what it's doing. Okay, beautiful. Okay, so where are we now? Let's go back. Kathy, our energy is so powerful together. It's so gorgeous.
Wonderful.
It is wonderful. It is wonderful.
It is, yeah. I feel the energy working together, and it's beautiful.
It is. It's really beautiful. It's a joy working with you. It's a joy. Okay, so let's go back into it's not safe to, I'm not allowed to be me. Get back in contact with that and give it a rating out of 10 now.
I get 2, and I noticed just some cramps in my stomach. Yeah.
Let's go in. Let's go in. Our body holds the trauma. This is where, for people at home, when we're trying to think our way out of trauma, what actually happens is our thinking can only ever organise within the consciousness of the trauma. So we never get to solution that way. Through the body, through the subconscious, we get the releases and solution. That's why this fast tracks everything beyond comprehension of the way we used to do it.
Yeah, it's so much in my whole journey of healing that's been so true. Yeah.
Oh gosh, I know. I tried to do it cognitively for decades. It just, forget it.
Doesn't work.
I don't even bother anymore. No. Beautiful. Okay, so let's go to that feeling that you had come up. How old is this part of you?
I get 8.
Okay, great. Perfect. Your subconscious knows. What's this about?
what comes up as I see me as an 8-year-old saying, I will not let them win.
Yep.
Okay.
Yes, I will not let them win. Oh, we just need to shift it. It's a block.
Yeah. Yeah. It's sort of like in a combative role. Yeah. Fighting.
Yes. And as
Yeah.
soon as we get into me versus you, we get
Yeah.
into separation, which means
Yes.
that we're disconnected from the field.
Yes. Yeah.
Because our
And
unconscious, our inner being knows no difference between the outside and the inside.
it's true. It'll hold the fear to still feel that I've got to fight. Yeah.
That's right. Instead
Yeah.
of flow and be flourished.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Oh, I like that.
Yes, flowing and flourishing is so much better than fighting.
Absolutely.
It is. Okay, I won't let them win. I can't let them win. Oh, gosh. Give it a rating out of 10.
10. And what I feel is a lot of rage. I remember I used to use anger as my strength as a kid.
Oh, gosh. You wouldn't be alive if you didn't.
Yep, true.
All right, so we've got it. We've got that. I won't let them win. And we're going to put in there the associated, the pain, the shock, the fear, the burden, the trauma, the grief, the anxiety, the anger, the resentment, the brokenness, the powerlessness, and every other emotion and confusion. So we're loading. And we're going to put in there any past life situations, events, occurrences, attachments, belief systems, survival programs, and emotions that are also contributing. We're going to put that in there as well. And we're going to put in there any beliefs on soul, personal, and genetic level, and the genes and the DNA. Fabulous. Okay, so we've got all of the charges and the associations and the data and the programs in regard to all of that combative energy. I won't let them win. And we're going to let it go. We're going to send it off. So we're releasing it out through the top of your head. Seeing it dissolve back to God and love. Freeing your inner being. Tell me when you're done, Kathy.
Done.
Okay, beautiful. Now go to your sacred space. And we're going to bring in unconditional love and self-acceptance and support, and we're going to connect you up to the source energy grand design truth, which is the dissolving of all of those beliefs and all of those energies back to native nothingness and back to space. Beautiful. And we're going to connect you up to the source energy grand design truth, which is the energy of your higher self and source and loving internal parent. Ooh, the energy of source life, God, which is all of the connection to the knowing of unity consciousness, and that you are flourished and nourished by all of existence, and source flowing through you as you is the safety and the oneness and the creation of all of your highest dreams, aspirations, and your greatest evolution. And now there is only life force and life force working for you and with you, and you for and with it, including every experience, no matter what it looks like, and every encounter. It's all only love. Oh, and we've got a hold on that in your cellular coded DNA knowing. So imagine you as a container, and in there is the junk and the stuff, which is all of that separation energy And I just want you to push it all out to the sides until you're clean, clear, and open. Okay, and then we've got the pipeline that goes all the way up to that big ball of source energy above your head, and in there is the energy of your higher self and source and loving eternal parent, source life God, which is all of that source healing and resolution, which is all of that unity consciousness and all of existence and life force working for you and you for and with it. And it's only about love and growth and more expansion and freedom, no matter what it looks like. And I want you to bring it all in as light, and it fills every cell of your being. Your inner being is waking up and expanding the same light. You fill with so much light that your outline disappears and you burst into a ball of light. Okay, and then we're going to see the 8-year-old you and any other previous self that needs to show up for this integration. And I want you to tell me how many people are there.
3.
Okay, beautiful. Alrighty. And then the angels come in around and they're surrounding them and reaching inside their body and taking out that big ball of junk and stuff and taking it up and away. Okay, you done? Okay, and then hug them and fill them up with that light. All of source flowing through them as them, all of the unity consciousness and that complete co-partnering and self-partnering as oneness with all of life and self, as unity consciousness. Fill them up, see their cells expand with light. See their inner beings glowing and expanding the same light throughout them, and they become so filled with light they burst into balls of light. Bring them inside of you so that all of you integrate together as the one being. And then see the angels coming in around and they're surrounding you and they're reaching inside your body and they're switching on your genes, and the cells of your body open up and source flows through you as unity consciousness in complete co-partnering, self-partnering oneness. And I want you to see yourself glow. Take the glow out further and fill up your auric field with it. Take the glow right out into the field and see it connect up with the glow that is the field. And the two glows become the one glow. And then step out with any shadow that was left with the separation consciousness and the having to fight. And all of that just dissolves back to native nothingness and God and love, freeing your inner being to be the light. You just are the light. All of you is. So just breathe and be it. It just is. I am the light I am. How does that feel?
I'm just get the words that make sense. There's just like there's no separation between me and God, source, whatever you want to call it. It's like just a oneness. Yeah. And and I also got a sense of how in a past life, and a key one that was a choice about separation, and that's what was being playing out. And the unity consciousness was so key. That just, so it's like there isn't. I like to speak the words when I feel them, so I can feel the quality of it.
You express it beautifully. And we're going to integrate all of that, and we're going to bring it through every cell in your body, through all space, time, and dimensional past lives, parallel lives, future lives, this life, right here, right now, as if you've always known it. We're going to bring it all in, and we're going to integrate that. Okay, Kathy, take a couple of deep breaths. Okay, so I want you to try and pick up that separation consciousness. Try and pick it up your body and give it a rating.
I don't think it exists. I can't feel it at the moment.
I can't either. I can't either. Yeah, I can't either. Alrighty, we're going to set it, we're going to do one more shift. And then I think you've done so well. We're going to set the intention that if there is the most prevalent thing left that we need to shift in regard to what we're working on, it's going to light up somewhere in your body right here, right now.
Okay.
Let's trust.
Yep. I'll go with it.
As you do. Beautifully.
Okay. What I notice is, first of all, emotions like sadness, grief, loneliness, and I'll just feel where it is in the body. Yeah.
I love that it's come up.
Yep. So I'll just see where it is. Sort of the throat area, sort of this area is where I notice it the most. Yeah.
I love that.
Okay. There's a little bit sort of armpit shoulders that's been all the time, like something releasing there, but I'm not sure if that's related to it or just still releasing. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
How old is this part of you, Kathy?
Ancient comes up straight away.
Great.
Yeah.
Okay, so this grief, sadness, loneliness, is there like a belief with it or just those feelings?
Oh, I'll see. What comes up is that I've been carrying a lot of other people's pain.
Oh, gosh. Oh, you're bang on. As soon as you said that. Whew. We got a big direct hit there.
Yep.
You know what? Not just a lot of other people's pain. You've been carrying collective pain. You've been a receptacle for a lot of human, the generational, the stuff, oh gosh.
I didn't mention it before, but that past life, which I remember very clearly, I volunteered to be born into what I was. And I remember clearly that in that lifetime, what I was born in. And so I took on stuff as well as my own. I did that by a conscious choice.
Gosh, and you know what? All the healers and the caregivers out there, and probably only about 95% of the abused, narcissistic abuse community, I promise you at soul level you did this too.
Yep.
I love that you've got to this, Kathy. This is profound. Okay, I have taken on so much pain. Everybody's pain. Oh, so much pain. Okay, everything that's relating to this, give it a rating out of 10.
I get 8.
Okay, we've got it. Breathing, the grief, the pain, the sadness. For humanity, for myself, I took it on to clear it. But it's, you know, pretty sad and drastic. We got it. And we're going to put in there the associated, the pain, the shock, the fear, the burden, the trauma, the grief, the anxiety, the anger, the resentment, the brokenness, the powerlessness, and every other emotion and confusion. Yeah, it's huge for the reciprocal of the body to take on this stuff. It's massive. You know, thank goodness we've got super tools to be able to clear out the damage that we've gone through as human beings.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we're trying to live with it, and it's
No.
no, forget that. And we're going to put in there any past life situations, events, occurrences, attachments, belief systems, survival programs, and emotions that are also contributing. And we're going to put in there any beliefs on soul, personal and genetic level, and the genes and the DNA that go with all of that too. Okay, so we got the charges and the associations and the data and the programs in regard to I took on so much of everybody's pain and grief and sadness. All right, and we're going to let it go. We're going to send it up and out of your body. Let's do that now. Tell me when you're done.
Done.
Okay, and then go to your sacred space, and we're going to bring down into you and all of this space unconditional love and self-acceptance. And we're going to fill you in this space like a beautiful, big, warm, soft pillow. And we're going to connect you up to the source energy grand design truth, which is the dissolving of all of those beliefs and traumas back to native nothingness and back to space. And we're going to connect you up to the source energy grand design truth of the source healing and resolution of all of this, which is the knowing of the releasing of all of that pain and trauma, and the space that has created the anchoring of light, and the knowing of the alchemy that it's in the release of the darkness that we make space for the greatest entering of light. And that you have moved from survival to creation, not just for yourself, but also for the collective. And we're going to set up that love, that creation, source flowing through you, as life force, well-being and love that you are at cellular DNA level. Oh, nice. Okay, that clicked right through my internal organs across my back. Beautiful. Okay, so imagine you as a container, and in there is the junk and the stuff, which was of the taking on of all of this pain and grief and sorrow and suffering. Push it out to the sides until you're clean, clear and open. And then we've got the pipeline up to that big ball of source above your head, and in there is the light, which is all of the anchoring in of the light, all of the shift from survival and pain and suffering into creation, love and freedom. Bring it down the pipeline. Fill yourself up with that light. See your inner being glowing and spreading that light throughout you as well, until all of your cells burst into a ball of light. Beautiful. And then see the little you, however many need to show up. How many ancient or previous yous are there?
I'm actually not seeing me. I'm seeing all the people whose pain I took on.
Perfect. We're all one. Perfect.
Yeah, yeah. I'm seeing, and they're multitudes, and yeah. It's that's what I'm seeing.
Gorgeous. Okay, so an army of angels is coming in around these multitudes of people and clearing out their inner beings of that trauma and taking it up and away back to God and love for recycling and freeing their inner beings. And tell me when that's happened.
Done.
Okay, and then hug them, and you're going to pour into them all of that light, all of that creation, love and freedom, all of that resurrection, all of that emancipation from who they were being into who they truly are. Fill them up with that light. See their inner being glowing and expanding the same light throughout them until they all burst into balls of light. Bring them inside of you so that you all integrate together into oneness. And then the angels are coming around and surrounding you, and they're reaching inside your body and switching on your genes. The cells of your body open up, source flows through you as you, and you are a glowing ball of light.
Yeah, there's a real joy and oneness, a sense of oneness of us. Yeah.
Gorgeous. Take the glow out further and fill up your auric field with it. Take the glow out into the field. See it connect up with the glow that is the field, and the two glows become the one glow. Gorgeous. That's so beautiful. And then step out with any shadow that is left at all, which dissolves away, freeing you to be the glow in this state of oneness with humanity, with your soul tribe and group and oneness itself. And then just breathe and be it. How does that feel?
The word that comes up is humble.
Oh, you are beautifully humble.
And yeah, it just, there is such a joy of just knowing that we're all one, and sort of and almost like just being all absorbed into source. Yeah. And just that, how would I say, and a real joy because it's almost like it's life and source, love living through me. It's doing it through me, if that makes sense.
Absolutely. Gosh. Yes.
Yep.
I'm with you 1,000,000%. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah. And that's sort of the joy and amazement, but also the humble quality about it.
Yes. And that is so about being free to be ourselves and allowed to be being ourselves, because source creation wants that more than anything, for us to be a conduit for that authenticity and that love.
Yeah. It's not really me doing it as a separateness. It's actually source doing it through me as the oneness. Yeah.
And it's actually a blasphemy not to be that.
Yeah, and that makes sense.
That's a travesty not to be that.
Yeah.
And we've thought it's wrong to be that. That's the crazy thing.
It's all back to front.
Oh, look at our world.
Yep.
Oh, gosh.
Wow.
So, Kathy, when we check in with those beliefs now about not being safe and not being wanted, just tell me what that stuff feels like now. I
have a big grin on my face. So it's it's like a dream, like something, I'll just check and see. Like an old dream. It's not my reality now.
Oh, gosh, I'm so happy for you. Oh, and you look at the angel work your soul has been doing for the collective. Is it any wonder this happened? And I was able to help you further.
I think it was a setup, and I'm very grateful for that.
It was a setup, and I just love that. I do. Oh, gosh, I love that synchronicity. And our oneness, that our souls were colluding together for this experience to happen twice, which never happens.
No, I just once was amazing, and then look, I'm feeling all this energy like tingling in my body, and just a quality of wonder, and I can see tears flowing down. I'm incredibly touched and very thankful, and I just want to let you know, in my journey I've done a lot of healings, and I was sharing with a friend, and I want to reiterate it, is that the healings I've done with you have been the most powerful healings I've ever done with anyone. So I want to really thank you for that. It's mentally. Yeah, I really appreciate it. And it's so gorgeous to work together. I really resonate with, where you come from and what you say. So it really, it's very meaningful for me.
Oh, well, I think back home we're totally soul sisters.
I think so.
I think we are. Like so many of us in this community are. We just have the most beautiful community.
So many, I think, who have come to help and help ourselves, but also collective. Yeah.
It's exciting times.
It is. And thank you. This is the deepest gift that I could want for myself. So I'm very appreciative. Thank you.
Well, I feel the gift at a very deep level, so thank you for collaborating with me in this gift.
Thank you.
I feel very, very humbled. So for the people who are watching at home, if you kind of stumbled into this healing and you think, oh my gosh, what is these two crazy women from Australia doing? Yeah. You can.
Too obvious.
Yeah, like it's a bit mad, really. I would have thought that a few years ago, or at least more than 10 years ago. I would have thought we were nuts. So you can go onto my website, melanietoniaevans.com. You can have a look at Quantum Freedom Healing, read up about Quantum Freedom Healing, have a look at the NARP program, which is my Quantum Freedom Healing modules, which thousands of people from all over the world work with. And I also just wanted to say to people too, there's a lot of people in the community and they write in and they go, can you do a shifts happen on this? Can you do one on this? And, and really what I want to say to people is that, look, this stuff is as close to the magic bullet as you can ever imagine. It is huge. However, the reality is with all of us, we can have a ton of beliefs and a lot of work that we've got to do on our couch by ourselves with the Quantum Freedom Healings to find that one belief and that one trauma at a time that we need to get out of our body. We can't just target one or two and think we're done. We have to, because people say to me, well, if you just do that, shifts happen, then I know I'm going to be done and I'm going to be great. It's not that easy. We've got to do the work. And Kathy, you've done a ton of work on yourself before we got to these two healings.
Yes, I have, very much so.
You're very, very dedicated. How long had you been working NARP before we did these two healings?
I started the end of last year sometime. I started working with stuff. Yeah.
Which really, isn't long in this scheme of things, is it? Lifetimes of abuse and trauma and then a few months.
Yeah. And I mean, I'd also done obviously a lot of other healing modalities before then as well.
Sure.
But what I've learned, and which is what I love about NARP, is it's getting those subconscious programs and beliefs is so cool. And I found that this is where NARP has really come into its own. And it's an incredible gift. I'm very thankful for it.
Oh, that's gorgeous. Yeah. It changes everything when we get it at a subconscious level, because otherwise we're just managing traumas and and we have to keep at it all the time. Whereas with this, we actually lose them for good.
Yes.
Oh, gosh. Yes, It makes it so much easier. So So, yes. So NARP, everybody, for people who don't know, is the Narcissistic Abuse Recovery Program. You can find it in my resources on my website, or just ask, have a chat on the blog about this, because we'd love you. And Kathy, are you happy to, if anybody wants to ask you any questions about your past or the healing, Kathy will be on the blog with me. Gorgeous.
Yeah,
I knew you would.
Happy to do that.
Yeah, we'll communicate with you, ask questions about this, or on YouTube. So, all right. Kathy, will you go forth and have that amazing life being yourself?
Yep, I will.
I expect to see it, you know, glowing from up there in Queensland down here to Melbourne.
I'll send you some sun, but you've got more of it at the moment.
Do you know, we've been saying in Melbourne, we've actually been saying, who needs to live in Queensland?
That's right.
You know, we're in Melbourne, sunny one day, perfect the next.
That's Queensland.
No, it's Melbourne now. I know. Here I am in 28 degrees. It's nearly May, sitting out the back of my parents' place, like, you know, and they've got the air conditioner on inside. What is that?
Yeah, amazing.
I know. We got your weather. Beautiful. Kathy, bless you. So much love.
Yep.
And we'll
Thank
talk
you so
soon.
much.
Oh,
All
my
right.
pleasure. Bye-bye, darling.
Yeah. Bye. See you. Thanks a lot.
Oh, my pleasure. Bye.
Bye.